Hello everyone, Paul here. Today I want to talk about why I almost gave up on doing options, and after last year I did take a little break from it. When I started doing options, what led me to actually doing options is when I first got into options, I actually went on YouTube and I actually I looked up videos on fails of people in the stock market and people losing money, and in the mindset of what I was about to get myself into, and I saw all these videos of people losing money in the stock market, and I thought to myself, my God, that is going to be me. But then I buckled down and I wanted to learn as many different strategies as I could, and that led into making a whole bunch of videos about my knowledge and different patterns and strategies and indicators and things like that. That's what led into the content on this channel, all these strategies that I have on my channel. But last year I got into options, and my main focus back then was I did SPY, and I believe the formula that I used was the 1348 strategy. And I was doing the strategy, and in a lot of, from what I was watching, this was a good formula, and I was wondering why I wasn't in profit, because I was having a lot of loss, and I ended the year with a loss. So after that I took a little break from doing options, because I figured, well, why isn't this working? I'm supposed to be in profit. Everything I'm doing, everything I'm seeing should be working. So I took a break from it. And then I realized the main reason why I was not in profit the entire time of like last year, and that was a simple strategy. It wasn't the formula, it wasn't the 1348. It was the fact that I was doing out of the money instead of in the money. And today what I kind of want to go over is how profitable, the difference, and what you can do to shift that to making you'll shift into making more money if you focus more on in the money. And I did out of the money for 6 months, and I didn't even know what I was doing was wrong. And now there's nothing wrong with out of the money. It's just you have to wait a while before you can be in profit. And if you do in the money, you'll be in profit like right away if you're using the right strategy, and if you know the right direction, if you know the direction that it's going to be going. Another thing that I do now compared to what I did back then was I don't do SPY anymore. I don't do ETFs. When I do options, I don't do anything with an ETF. ETFs are kind of like a basket. You know, the SPY is like the top 500 companies, so it's more volatile than any other stocks. Than if you were to focus on like the individual stocks, like, which is what I've been focused on lately, in getting the data and doing the research on specific companies, you know, like Starbucks, MicroStrategy, which is a good one, very good one to do, very expensive, but a good one to do. There's Walmart, there's MicroStrategy, and there's the one, McDonald's. McDonald's is the main one that I focus on for, you know, like the smaller options, and eventually in time I'm going to be scaling that up to just doing MicroStrategy. But today I kind of want to show you the mindset of what I had back then, which was when I did out of the money, why I lost a lot of money, because I was doing out of the money, and the benefits of focusing on individual stocks and just focusing on in the money. So I'm going to show you how to find the right point of getting in on your trades, and hopefully that can help someone else, you know, find the right contract to buy to get more profit. Now for strategy, just watch my videos on strategy. Today it's just going to be where to find the right contract for your option trading. Okay, so let me give you guys a couple examples of in the money and out of the money. We'll look at a couple examples here. Right now, we're going to have a look at Starbucks, and I'm going to give you guys kind of an example of individual companies and what I would do. Now, personally, the first rule that I have is if there's a cross, in my formula, I always tell you to look at, I have this formula I talk about in every video. The moving average I use is 3. What does that say? 5 and 21. Hold on. I gotta change this to 5 and 8. I don't know what. I was thinking, why did I change the numbers here? It's 5 and 8. So it's 5 and 8. Okay, so first thing you do with this strategy is you have 5 and 8, and the first thing you do is you look at your RSI and you see if the RSI has crossed. And then, I'm not going to go into the order block stuff. I talked about that in the video. But basically, what I can see here is it probably might go up. So when you're doing options, what I want to show you is choosing the right option. So let's go look at... Okay, so let's look at a scenario that you wanted to do a Starbucks options trade. So what I would do is I would hit... Now, what we saw in the chart was it's probably going to go up. So let me show you what to look for here. I usually go with the week. I don't usually go anything longer unless I have the budget for it. So what I would do is I would stay clear of anything that is below the share price. So if it's below the share price, I do it. That's out of the money right there. So I always focus on in the money, which is up here. So let me show you what you need to look for before you're entering in for your contract. So we go in and we look at each of these, and we want to look at this dot right here, and we want to buy our contract when it gets closest to this dot as possible. So this right here is too early. So what I want to look for is for it to get a lot closer. So now doing this, I guess everybody's predicting it's going to go down. So let's just look at puts here. People are predicting it's going to go down. So let's look at puts instead. But same thing. If we look at it on the puts, you see this right here that we want to get it to as close to this dot as possible for the maximum amount of money that we can make here. So I scroll up. Now let's do this one. Let's check on how close it gets. See right here, it's almost there. Let's see. So I would probably... No, let's see, how much is this? This is 460. So you'll find ones that are expensive and ones that are pretty cheap. Starbucks here is a pretty decent price, but that only means that we'll look at how much you can actually make. But still, it's close, but I still would probably get something a little further out, like this one. Let's see how much this one is. This one is almost there. So probably anywhere from 800 to 900 for the contract. Let's look at this one. Okay, this one's okay. So this would have been a 111 put, and it would be a week contract. Is that a week contract? Well, let's see, the 17th. So yeah, it's a week contract. So basically, you're buying a week. So it has a week to go down from this point right here. So from the price of 101, it would have to go down. It has to go down within a week. So let's just look at the price real quick. See where it's at right now. The price is at around 101. So all it has to do is go down and you're in profit. Now, how much can you make from Starbucks here? Let's just see how much you can make. So if this went down, let's check 100. So if it went down to $100, or maybe what was that number? 155. That's a dollar difference. Okay, around there. So you make about 88 bucks. Around $88 per dollar difference in price. So that's not bad. So basically, if you're right on your movement here, if you're right on reading charts and where it's going to go, you'll make 88 bucks for every dollar that it goes. So let's look at like an average price here. So from this point, and we are looking this on a 15-minute. I really want to do this on the hour. I'll switch it on the hour in a second here, but let's just look at this real quick and see how much it went down in an hour and 15 minutes. It only went down by 30. I really want to look at it on the hour because you'll probably get the best results here by doing it on the hour. So yeah, let's just go with that scenario that it's going to go down. Let's look at the RSI, what the RSI is saying right here. So it could go either way. But let's just look at another stock on the hour. Let's look at another stock. Let's look at McDonald's here real quick. Let's look at the chart of McDonald's. Okay. McDonald's is a good one on the hour. We could see that the RSI is going down and the direction looks like it's going down. So what I want to focus here, let's look at McDonald's and see what option contracts I would buy if I was doing McDonald's trade. McDonald's. So I know McDonald's has a very good, I think it's $100 for every dollar. So what we want to focus on is a put. We're predicting it's going to go down. I want to buy a week contract. We always want to focus on in the money. The mistake I made last year was I did out of the money. So we want to focus and we want to get that dot. Let's just see what this one is here. We want to get this as close to that dot as possible. So we'll be looking at, let's see. Well, this is close enough, I think. It could be closer, but the budget here is getting pretty expensive. It's still a good one right here. So basically, you want to get as close to that dot as possible. But basically what you're predicting here is you're spending about $1,840. And, you know, because in the money is expensive. It is more expensive out of the money because when you're doing in the money, you're more likely to be in profit faster. So that's why it's more expensive. But from what I said, you make about $100 for every dollar, and we can prove that right here. So if it goes to $294, if it goes to $293.94, let's just see, $293. See, just $293. Yeah, about $293. $293.94. Yeah. Let's see, $293. I can't get there. I can't even get there, but yeah, it's about $100. So we'll be looking at, let's look at a chart real quick. And let's just look at a moment. We focus on, let's look at this moment right here. We see on the RSI where it crosses down. That's the first thing you focus on. You look at it on the hour and you look for when it crosses. And we can see at this moment right here, it crossed down. So let's just see how much this was from this movement right here. Yeah, so this was about $1 difference in price. So this move right here would have been about, this probably would have been $100, $106. So let's just look. And let's just look at another one here. So it crosses right here. And if you rode this up 22 hours, this would have been about $280 Now, do your own research on in the money, because it will cost a lot for doing in the money. But this one right here would be $282 if you did an in the money contract. If you got close to where it is right here. But anyway, that's kind of an example of how to profit from doing in the money versus out of the money. Now, I focus on in the money because if you're right on your charting and direction, you'll be in profit a lot sooner than you do out of the money. I did out of the money for like 6 months with SPY, and I wondered why I wasn't in profit. The main reason was because I wasn't doing in the money contracts. And SPY is very volatile, so there's that reason too. The only reason why I focus on individual companies is because it's not as volatile as doing ETFs. ETFs, in my opinion, are meant for just buying and holding, and I focus on individual companies. They won't be as volatile. But anyway, if you want to make profit, in my opinion, I would focus on in the money contracts, even though it will be more expensive, especially if you're doing something like MicroStrategy. And it all depends on the market. And another advice I give you guys is do not do a contract right when the market opens. You have to wait for it to level out, let all the big dogs have their moment. And once you do, if you see in the charts, then that would be a good moment to get in. But don't do it right away when the market opens. That's just another suggestion for you guys. But anyway, this is how to profit. What I've learned actually is to focus more on in the money contracts. Whichever stock you guys decide to do, that's up to you. But I personally focus on individual stocks, individual companies, and doing in the money contracts. And I'll be showing you my results here in the next couple of days. I believe I'll be looking at the charts, and I'll have one. I think I'll do a McDonald's option trade here pretty soon, and I'll just have to look at the charts. But I'll let you guys know how I'm doing, because I will be shifting my focus from last year from doing out of the money and doing ETFs, from doing in the money and doing individual companies. So I think my results are going to be better than it was last year. So stay tuned for that. Go to my communities tab, and I'll post results if I'm getting results from doing in the money contracts. So stay tuned. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you guys for the videos.